everybody, and welcome to DC Fine Art. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Canson XL translucent sketch paper, which is basically tracing paper. Now, I'm going to compare this to some of the other tracing papers that I have used. I mean, I have all of them that I've used, but I do have some that I still have tracing paper left in them, so that way I can do kind of a comparison of it. Now, I was definitely in limbo when purchasing this tracing paper because there was so many mixed reviews. There were some people saying it was good, there was some that was bad. And with the price of this paper, it was actually a pretty good deal. So I went ahead and purchased it, and I'm going to go ahead and review it for the first time with you guys. That way we can get a better look at it. And hey, if it ends up being a pretty good paper, we are like tracing paper, then we'll find out, at least in this video. So if you could please leave a like on this channel, leave a comment, share, or subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Love to have you on the channel, and let's get turned around and start opening and doing a comparison. All right, so here is just a few of the tracing papers that I have in hand, where I got like pieces of it, or I still have sheets of it. Usually I order my tracing paper whenever I basically run out or get close to running out. So this time I actually ordered it a little bit ahead of time before running out, which is a good deal. But I have tried the Canson, this one here is Artist Series tracing paper. And this one here is pretty good. I mean, I use quite a bit of this, and it has always worked for what I need it for. But we will be comparing it to the Canson Artist Series. Also, especially if a lot of people don't like order their tracing paper like online, and maybe you go into Hobby Lobby or maybe you go into Michael's. I do have like the Artist Loft tracing paper, and then I also have the Master's Touch here tracing paper, and of course the prices are on there on this one, but yeah, they can get pretty pricey whenever you're dealing with it. And then here is the Canson Artist paper. I went ahead and pulled out a piece of it. So we're going to be trying it with 3 different types of tracing papers and just kind of see how they look in comparison whenever I'm using this Canson XL. Now, also, before I do that, I definitely want to read you guys some of the comments too that we get, that I have seen from the Canson whenever I was ordering this. So that way you can get a good idea of what I was it made me hesitant to want to buy it, but I did it anyway because there was good reviews. So let me go ahead and read you some of the at least negatives that I seen and some positives. That way you can get an idea too of what I felt like whenever I ordered this. All right, so here are some of the reviews that I seen whenever I was shopping for this. Now, I won't read who this is from or anything like that, but this is why I was a little bit hesitant on whether or not I should actually purchase it or not. I mean, I seen right here a 2-star, a definite no. I have recently used the tracing paper, and it is very poor quality compared to the Canson's tracing paper in a pad. That they can't find. It says, "Will never buy again. Flimsy, patchy, and appearance, would not recommend." So that's one negative. And then somebody had put already have, which I'm not for sure what that is, but it comments, let's see here. It says it's white, perfect for our town mural layout and planning. So they used it for doing a mural, and it was perfectly fine. Somebody said easy to use and easy storage. They said good quality, ensures you can actually see detail through the paper. So that's a great. Let's see here, that's about service on that. Not what I expected from the description of it. Thought it was tracing paper, not kite paper. Well, I don't know if it's kite paper or not. We haven't opened the roll, so that's never good. I thought it would be the sturdy kind, but it is really thin tissue. It might work for some people, but it wasn't the one I wanted. So we'll have to see if it's tissue paper. I mean, I've got some tissue. We could probably take out tissue and just kind of see if it matches the tissue paper. Can't even say that. Somebody said not reordering. This is not the same clear rolls. Now, I do know that Canson has a roll of drafting tracing paper, and that could be what they're talking about, and that was a little bit different. I had some of that, but I totally ran out of it, so I don't have any of that. Says used in art class to create patterns and way too fibrous for the clear sketching of details. Not the same as I used to order for the class. Very disappointed. So, I mean, there's a person that works with the class, so that was a no. Now, there was people that said, great, wonderful quality and feel to tracing paper, easy to use. So there's a positive one. I use this place gold leaf on my paintings. Easy to use, just the right weight to paper, and cuts with an X-Acto blade. So, I mean, it says easy to take off and very clean, which contradicts what that other person said is it being tissue paper, but yet this person here uses it to place gold leaf on their paintings. So, and it says can see through, easy to see, or easy to know where I'm painting. So we got that. As advertised, would buy again. So that's another positive. We are an architecture firm. Wow, that's a big thing. And go through a fair amount of product. This brand is really nice and we will likely purchase it again. So those are just some of the good things. I mean, good price, good quality, another person says. I use this paper for sketching and transferring drawings and it works great. So that's why it was really hard for me to understand if I should get it or if I shouldn't get it, because I mean, I don't want tissue paper, but that person could have been a little bit over exaggerating, or maybe they just got something that wasn't, maybe they got something that shouldn't have been tracing paper. I'm not for sure, unless there was some sort of like defect and everybody else hasn't gotten it, but we're going to find out. So let's go ahead. I'm going to turn this back around after reading some of these reviews, and we are going to find out and open it up and just see. Let's see if it's tissue paper. All right. So let's go ahead and get this opened. I don't know if I need an actual knife. I can actually just probably rip this off. I did notice that there is some bending right there. That kind of looks like tissue paper. Oh my God, that's horrible that I say that. I hope it does not end up being tissue paper, because I don't want tissue paper. That's scary. Okay. Well, I think it's got here a little piece of tape. So I am going to try and figure out where the stop of this tape is. It's not there. Sure hope it doesn't go. Okay, there it is. I mean, I'm gonna use, there we go. I got it. All right. At least some of it. I didn't get it all, did I? Nope. Go. Okay, which way does this go? Oh, I still feel tape. All right, so maybe. Trying to get the tape off of here, you guys. Did not think it was going to be that difficult of a thing, but obviously it is. I mean, you probably could use an X-Acto knife. There, it's the end. All right. We're going to test this out anyway, so I'll pull it out. And okay, so I can already tell you it does feel really thin. And it is kind of milky kind of looking. So when you look at it, You almost don't see through it. Okay. Let's cut this. I'm going to cut this here. I took out my cutting board, but my cutting board is not big enough, so we are going to cut. That's why I got my scissors. I can already tell you guys that some of this may not be for, I mean, I don't know. Some of this may not be right for you guys if you're really wanting it super clear, because I can already tell you it looks kind of milky looking. I'm going to go ahead and put a little tape where I can actually see the tape, because clear tape you can't see. Black tape, I know where that's at. So we're going to have no issues. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of compare this. This is the Canson, this one here is the Canson artist paper, and our tracing paper, and as you can see the difference. You got this one here is more milky looking, and you got this one here that's more clear. So Canson does make differences between their tracing papers, obviously. So the Canson artist tracing paper, or at least their drafting one, is probably going to be a lot better because it probably will be more clear. That is a little bit more pricier though too. You're paying a little bit more for this. So if you're looking for tracing paper on a budget, then this one here was a pretty good deal. Especially whenever I got the 18-inch by 20 yards. And 18-inch, I got it because it covers if you want to do like a 16 by 20 drawing and you want to go ahead and trace it, it would definitely cover a larger drawing. Now, as you can see, I'm going to pull out a couple things. Hold on. Let's take out the Artist Loft paper. And I'll know it by its size because this here is 11 by 14. Now look how clear this is. This is pretty clear. So I'm going to hold that up. You can tell that it is, see, not that bad. The Canson, let me do it that way too. Maybe that might help out a little bit better too. If I hold it up and then kind of slide it off to the side. This is the Canson artist paper, or tracing paper, okay? That big one that I had. See how clear it is? It kind of looks like the Artist Loft tracing paper. Now this one here is much thinner. This is the Canson that I just ordered. Sorry, shouldn't have smacked it. So even though you can still kind of see where you need to go, look at this. That's my hand. So it is very, very foggy. It is not that translucent. All right, and then let's go ahead and pull out the, I got a sheet already out. The Masterson's Touch, or Master's Touch. This is from, I do believe Michaels has this one. Now, we'll look at it. This is a really nice one too. See how clear that is? You can see everything. And then let's just move it over to the side. And you can still see my hand. It's a little bit foggy, but it's not that bad. You can still see. And then let's go ahead and try it with, let's just say color. I'm going to try them all with this one. And see, you can see straight through it. That one here is the Master's Touch. Let's take back out the Canson XL, the more of the tissue paper one. And see, you can still see it is just a little bit hazy as far as your hand goes. That's great. So I can still use this, as you can see, as long as it's laying completely flat. You can see all your wording. So it is translucent. I mean, I can see all of that. Let's take out a drawing. And I hope I don't bend it. This is going to be on my Patreon, so it's going to be a color pencil piece. I've got my drawing on here. I got my little shoe and my hippo. Let's see if I can see my drawing through it. Ooh. Okay, so you can see it with your naked eye, but if it's very hazy, it's really hazy. Like, I don't even know if you guys could see it really. Like, it almost blacks it out. So if you're trying to trace and transfer on a drawing, I can see where this is going to get difficult. Now, if you use like a pen, like let's just say a dark pen or a marker that's dark, not just graphite that's super light, I mean, I can still kind of see. It's just harder to see compared to, let's use the Master's Touch tracing paper. Now look at that. I can see that. Now this is so much clearer and so much better. So I don't know if you guys can see. Okay. Now let's compare to the Artist Loft tracing paper. Artist Loft seems to be a little bit better. It's not as heavy weighted. You can still see a lot better. Like I said, it's not as thick as the Master's Touch, but it is a little bit clearer. And if you get the Canson Artist tracing paper, it is not as thick still, but you can still see that. Like, I can see my hippo. Let's go up a little bit. And this is a really kind of fine, oh, let's do the shoe. I don't know. You can kind of see that. I mean, I definitely can. Oops, I just touched my soda with the, just put water on it. But here's the Canson, the new one. It is super hard to pick up anything with the camera as far as the see-through. It almost looks like you can't see through. So, but with your own naked eye, you can kind of see it. But if you have trouble seeing and you do have a pencil that is super, super faint or super, super light and you're wanting to do a tracing of it, it's almost a no-go. So it's just not, it's not translucent enough. So that's something. Now, let's just say if I have a picture on here that I wanted to copy, like trace. And this is just using my iPad, just to kind of see. That is very difficult. I want to touch it, but I don't want to move my screen. Hold on one second. Let me put on a little glove. So yeah, you can't, it is really hazy. See if I can hold it up a little closer to the camera. That's what you're getting. I mean, I can't really place it flat neither, can I? So you can see it. It's just really, really hazy as far as details. If you're trying to get details, you're probably not going to get it, but you can get an outline. It's just details are kind of null, like, no, not going to happen. While if I use the Canson Artist paper, I mean, you can see that. You can see that a little bit better. And I know that's like the worst image I can possibly use. Let's see if I can get another one in my pictures. Let's see if we can't, at least a nice one. Let's do this little duckling, our Patreon duckling. So I can definitely see him really clear. Now that is the Canson Artist paper. Let's go back to our Canson XL, or at least the roll. see, I would not be able to see any kind of details. Like if I'm trying to get his eyes or anything like that, I wouldn't be able to get it. And that's what's really sad. Like if you try and do anything like that, you're not able to see that good. Let's do the Artist Loft paper. Or actually, yeah, this is the Artist Loft. So if you go to Hobby Lobby and you pick up their tracing paper and you pick up their generic Artist Loft paper, look at that, you can see them so much better. If you go to Michael's and you pick up their Master's Touch, hope I'm getting that right. I may be getting that backwards. Maybe it's Hobby Lobby and one is Michael's. I don't know. I may be getting that backwards, and I'm sorry if I got it backwards, but either one of them, you'll be able to see the difference. So look at that. You can see everything. You can see his little eye. So much better. And let me look. The Master's Touch. Maybe that came from Hobby Lobby, and then the Artist Loft came from Michael's. I am totally not for sure actually on that, but I know one came from one place and one came from the other, and I have them both. So, out of all honesty, in this comparison and kind of doing a review, I get a little hair there. What this tracing paper, if you trace, it's going to be really dependable. I mean, really the only thing you can do is if you're doing a printout, I mean, you will be able to see something if it's really clear. Has to be kind of like darker, but it is not translucent. I can see where people said it's more like a tissue paper. It is really, really thin. It does feel I wouldn't relate it to tissue paper because I have tissue paper and it's close, but it's not, it's that tough. So it didn't rip. So it's not tissue paper. Otherwise, I probably would rip that. I mean, that's probably a good thing to kind of show you guys is that it is kind of tougher. So you can really put this down and it's not ripping. So that's a plus, but it is very milky. And that's how I can put it. It's not, I've seen people say that it had like fibers in it and stuff like that, which it kind of does, but it's just really milky. There's no lines in it. It just looks like it looks like wax paper is what it looks like to me. Like the way I can think of it is almost like a wax, feels like a wax paper, but it just looks that way because of the milkiness. See? You can see my ring. But I would have to literally move my hand. So, okay. Yeah. Hopefully you guys get a good idea of what this paper is like. And I know I just went ahead and wrapped up this paper and kind of ball, but that is the Canson, and it says translucent sketch paper XL. That is this paper here. So depending on how much detail you're needing, like for me as an artist, yeah, it's really nice to get detail, but I just want placement. Like for me, if I were to trace anything, I don't really need all the little details, like super fine details. I just need to know, okay, if I'm in a hurry and I'm wanting to trace something out, I'll just basically trace a little bit of an outline just to let me know where his face is. I'll do a little marks just to let me know where his ear is, where his eyes, where his nose is, or like the positioning of his nostril. But other than that, all the little details and wrinkles, like I don't really need all of it. Maybe just a couple little lines just to show me something. but I'm not really into trying to trace every little detail. I usually draw it in or I paint it in whenever I'm doing my artwork. So this may work for me, but knowing that if I'm trying to do something and I'm traveling, and let's just say I don't feel like doing something small, and I want to use my iPad here, and I'm wanting to do this little duck. I mean, I would have to zoom in. If you zoom in, you can see it. I mean, I can see his eye. I can see his little beak. I can still see it. So this ain't too bad, actually. So it ain't too bad. But if you start getting smaller with it, and let's just say you want tiny details, that's where your problem's going to be. Like trying to get tiny, tiny details. I can see where the beak is, but trying to get tiny details, you're probably not going to get it. So unless you have the thing zoomed up and it's bigger. So pretty much it's going to be different for everybody. Totally different for everybody, but at least I get to show you guys what this roll is. Me and my opinion, this is my opinion only. I always got to say that because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings if they love this paper or if they don't love this paper. But just think that I'm neutral and I'm just trying to give my own little opinion on it. This paper here, tracing paper, there's better ones out there. The price is a good price. Don't get me wrong, 18 inches, 20 yards of this will cover anything big that I'm wanting to do. I just have to be more pickier about if I'm going to trace something, make sure that I trace, you know, things that are a little bit more darker shaded, like my drawing that I'm tracing would have to be a little bit darker shaded. Or maybe like on a gray paper and stuff like that, changing up the paper types, colors. So it can still be used. And that's just my opinion. It can still be used. It may not be the best thing out there. And if you guys or any of you guys are having trouble with your eyesight or anything like that on seeing, then this is probably not gonna help you guys. This is probably gonna make it worse for you, especially your eyesight, if you have trouble seeing. And I know how that feeling is because sometimes my contacts act up and I have trouble seeing some days. So yeah, this would probably not help you guys. It would probably strain your eyes a lot more. So I hope this definitely helps you guys. And I do believe I think I went through everything. So if you have any more comments, please leave that in the description below and I'll be happy to help you guys if you have any more questions on this paper. Want to check out the Canson Tracing Papers? My Amazon affiliate links are listed below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, hopefully this helped you out in kind of choosing which tracing paper is best suited for what you guys do. But at least you know that if you're shopping around and you do stumble across this one, you do know what it looks like and you have at least an idea if this is better suited for you, rather than going ahead and making a purchase, getting it at home, and then figuring out that this is just not going to work for you. So, or maybe it's perfect and you just found yourself a really good deal. So if you could, please leave a like, subscribe, or share, leave a comment. Any of those things definitely helps this channel grow, but definitely subscribe because I would love to have you guys on my channel, and all you have to do is just click that little subscribe button down below. So I guess until next time, bye you guys.